Man, I realized being black is not the easiest thing to be. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to MontySpeaks. Now, like I've expressed to y'all before, today's topic is going to be growing up as a black man. This one is structured by obviously what you see. I am a black man. But what may be throwing you off a little bit, I don't sound like one. There's a stigma behind that. I'm gonna take you down, to understand that a little bit. First and foremost, just so it's clear, just in case somebody has any, I am full black. My mama black, my daddy black, both my grandparents black, my brothers is black. I'm black, okay? I might have a little lighter tone, but I'm black. Now, growing up as a black man, I know that there are a lot of black men who could probably attest to this. We've had similar yet different experiences. Like, for instance, with the examples that I showed y'all, did y'all even understand them? No? Okay. My black folks did. That last one, I'm glad I no longer have the picture of me with the mohawk, but those of you who know. We've had to face unfortunate feats. And I'm just going to share with y'all a little bit of my experiences and a little bit of what I think about growing up as a black man and how that could affect how you can either view us as black men, or if you are a black man, how, you can be perceived if you don't know. In my household, it was a little typical. No dad, single mom, trying to make ends meet. Shout out to my Dukes for doing everything that she can to make sure that she raised outstanding young men. Now, if you can tell by the way that I talk, according to society of my black community, which we need to stop doing this, I don't sound black. Or to any other race that doesn't know that there's other parts of black, I don't sound black. The correct terminology that they're looking for in how I speak is ebonics. I enunciate all my words, so it kind of throws you off a little bit. So if you were to hear me on the phone without seeing my face, you would think otherwise. And believe it or not, it's something that a lot of us black men have to do, called code switching. See, that's just so we're not looked at as aggressors. We're also looked at as professional or, white. And that's just the way it is for us growing up. My mom made sure that at a very young age, before I was even in school, the first thing she had us reading was the Bible. Off rip, the Bible. Imagine being like 4, reading the Bible and trying to say Leviticus. Like, Ephesians. Things of that. Like, we had certain sight words we had to clap to. Now, granted, that, like I said, that could be just my household. But most of the black people I know were raised Christian. Most of them. We all had that same experience of waking up on Saturday, early in the morning, till your mama playing either gospel or old school R&B. It's one of the two. It was never anything else. You wasn't getting no, 2 Chainz. This money is from, you know, you wasn't getting no Lil Wayne, you wasn't getting no T.I.'s, or, well, my mom, every once in a blue moon. But when it came to cleaning, it was Mary J. Blige, Monica, Aaliyah, Keisha Cole's, Fantasia, things of that nature. That's what I woke up to. And it wasn't just no, oh, straighten up your room. Nah, Go ahead and grab your sponges, your gloves, the mop, the broom. You know what I'm saying? You finna get the baseboards. You finna wash the walls of the bathtub. Take off the nozzles, clean, take apart, all of that. Yeah. The whole house getting rearranged. But it taught valuable lessons. See, for me growing up, it was more so about how I carried myself. Because as much as a lot of people don't want to believe it, I'm a statistic. I can talk just like this and still be stereotyped. Because I got a do-rag on. Now, yes, I am bald. Okay? I'm just gonna, yes. I wear this because my head get cold. Okay? I don't like my head getting cold. And sometimes I don't shave what little hair I have on here and don't feel like showing it. Okay? Around my family, they've already seen it. Both sides of my family. My wife's family. Family, I done already seen what's going on underneath this. Okay? But I don't really like my head cold. In every way, shape, or form, even that, the way a black man carries himself is different from what is being taught to any other child. See, the first lesson my mother ever told me or has shown me and my younger siblings, a very key factor that I will also be teaching my children: come home. And a lot of you think, well, that's obvious. That, come on, like, you're a kid out in the world, you should always want to come home. But it's different for us. See, in my 27 years of living, I've been stopped by police officers for many different reasons. Some of them whether they were true, or some of them a little questionable. You know why I pulled you over today? No, sir. Here's the thing. What you see on social media and what I just gave an example of, 2 totally different things that my mother taught me to keep me alive. Notice how when he said, do you know why I pulled you over today? I said, no, sir. Now, granted, Southern hospitality, you know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But it's also a tactic to show officer, I am not a threat. See, you may see it as cowardice. You may see it as, you know, I'm stooping down to giving them power. In my mom's eyes, she saw it as, I got a chance to see my baby one more time, instead of a cop for no reason taking my life away. And a lot of y'all are not going to understand that because you guys don't believe that it's true. No matter what I do, you could know me, know that I'm a kind-hearted person. Anybody who genuinely knows me knows I don't get into trouble. I'm not disrespectful. And I'm not going to put myself in confrontation. But I can still be in situations where I could die just off a subtle hint of a voice raise. If I don't conduct myself correctly, that could be the end of MontySpeaks. It's very difficult in a world where in America, I'm, other than black women, the most hated race. And a lot of y'all may not agree with it. A lot of y'all may not understand where that comes from. That's perfectly fine. It's not my job to make you agree. I'm just opening the doors. So if you don't agree, like I always say, comment sections. Please tell me how you feel. But we're the most hated. Think about it. I've gone into stores. I could be just like this. White tee, do-rag on. I got sweats. Just got out of bed. Comfortable. Can go to the store. And other people aren't going to pay this any attention because you don't have to. But while I'm trying to shop for whatever it is I need, at the corner of my eye, I'm watching security follow me aisle to aisle. Just so he is sure that I don't steal something. Do you know how, uneasy that is? That I'm expected to steal? I could have money. Which, 100% of the time, if I'm at the store, I do. But I'm still getting followed around in the store. And most people, let me be specific, I'm sorry. Most black people would take that to offense once they notice it. And cause a scene. Me? Go home. So what do I do to ensure that you know that I know that you're watching me? How you doing today, sir? Give you a little head nod. How you doing? Another thing that my mom taught me in certain situations is be agreeable in those situations. A lot of the times when you see killings of certain kind, even when we are agreeable, when it's your time and they think I got you, they'll take you. Not you. Oh, no. If you're not black, you don't have to worry about it. You guys actually live in a free country. Well, that's not true. That's not... It's easier said when everything you do came from us. In my opinion, America is black. Because America wouldn't be anything if we didn't do it. You're not going to like that a lot. But the facts speak for themselves. When it comes to the most popular dance you do, I'll even break it down to new terms. When you guys decide to do the whips and the nays and the all of that, that's us. Top Billboard, all that, us. Oh, well, they got country music. Us. They took it from us. Bonnets, us. Combs, us. Irons, us. The world we live in today, where we can all have all these nice things, my people died for. Yeah. And still to this day, no one will ever understand the pain we go through. Because we make it look so easy. Because we're still able to party. Still able to make good food. Still able to dance. Still able to climb those charts. Yet, you judge us. because we try to make ends meet when there's already chains to us. See, what's not understood is there are laws literally made against me to make sure I don't succeed. There isn't one for you. So the next time you guys want to stigmatize us and put us in a box or in a bubble, remember, we're living on survival while you guys are thriving off the freedom that we died for. And a lot of y'all will be like, oh, well, my people did this to come here and my people did that to come here and this, that, and the third. That may be true. Not taking that away from you. You did. We were forced here. Because let's just keep it a buck real quick. Let's keep it a cool 1,000. If all came to shits and they said, everybody must evacuate and go back to your homeland, each and every one of you could. We can't. Because here's the thing. Africans don't even accept us. Our ancestry is from Africa, yet they don't think that we are them. Because we're African American, black. There's a difference. Same bloodline, different culture, I guess. And we can't do anything about it. So when you're wondering why do you guys keep talking about black so much? Why is it so important? Because you're taking from us. And we'll be like, it's cool. We'll vibe with you. You could do that. But show us our respect, though. And then it's like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to take it. And you expect us not to be mad. That's quite interesting if you think about it. Because if I were to take something from your culture, it would cause an uproar. We should be canceled. We should be, something should happen to you because you're disrespect. We're not going to let you disrespect our culture. But you do it every day. And let me just go ahead and put this disclaimer out there. This was going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to be some word choices that you may not like. And you know what? I'm guilty of it myself. If you're not black, why are you saying nigga? Please tell me. Why is it so comfortable for you? Why is it so easy for you to say? See, before, I didn't really have a problem with it. Because I knew it was a term of endearment. But the more I start to grow and realize it's real easy to use that word. But if I were to use something derogatory towards you, you'd be offended. So I'm a little confused. What if we called y'all aliens? Right? That'd be fucked up, right? But that's what they call y'all. But I could be using that as a term of endearment, so it's different. It's not different. And then try to play jokes and joke around, add the ER to it. I don't see anything funny about that. You try to be a part of something you're not, and then exclude us when it's convenient. Because, what's popular right now? Everybody want to be invited to the cookout. Why? You don't like us. I'm trying to understand this. You don't like us, Yet you do what we do. You dress how we dress. You listen to what we listen to. You do almost everything that we do. Why? When you don't like us, you don't respect us, but we're fine, huh? We're some pretty great people, huh? Why can't you be yourself? What's so bad about you being yourself that you gotta copy us? Because you don't talk like that. Nah. You don't talk like that. It's not how you speak. So when I grew up, I was privileged to knowledge. I wasn't gonna say I'm privileged to anything. I'm a product of hand-me-downs. Yeah, all my brothers know about that. Them hand-me-downs. You got big bro, you know what I'm saying? Locking in, helping you out when you ain't got clothes for the next day. Big bro, slide through with the sneaks. Appreciate you. See, in my household, we weren't allowed to be stupid. We weren't allowed to be in the streets like that, because that's not who our mom raised us to be. Our mom raised gentlemen. Our mom raised us to be academic scholars. Now, what we do with that in our adult life is definitely on us. But for sure, I done got many ass whoopings for bringing home a C. A C. Passing, by the way, passing. Ass whooped, grounded, phone taken, a C. And mind you, it wasn't like I had all C's. I had A's and B's, and I got one C. That's how serious it was. And it wasn't the fact of, oh, you just needed to be smart. That's abuse. A lot of you could say it's abuse, but I understood where she was coming from. Because in order for me to be ahead of the game, I have to be smarter. I couldn't be dumb because the world already expects me to be. What is it like to be, what's it like to be a black man? You're expected to be illiterate, have no comprehension skills, an attitude, a hothead, a thug, incapable of doing a job. I'm lazy, quit, you know, all the things of that nature. Those are all the things that are expected from me as a black man. Crazy thing about it is, my personal opinion, I work harder than anybody I ever know. I don't think there's anybody that works harder than me, and if they do, not for long. I don't say that to be prideful, but that's just the work ethic I come with. That comes with not being allowed to be dumb, to be set aside, to be anything less than that. So I'll say this to my black men, the ones that want to be thugs in the streets and all that other stuff. You can do that. But all you're doing is proving what everybody else thinks about us true. I ain't asking you to change how you talk. I ain't asking you to get rid of Ebonics. I ain't asking you to... None of that. What I'm asking you to do is think about your family legacy. What do you want to show for it? They talk about, oh, well, why don't black people just create, something of their own so they can leave everybody else alone? Well, for starters, we already had one. But because we were so established and didn't need nobody else, y'all destroyed it and took it away from us. Because we genuinely didn't need y'all. We didn't. If you leave us alone and let us thrive in our own little community, you wouldn't hear from us. But that's the problem. You need us. See, we weren't trying to cheat people. So whenever you see people at parties be, oh, you're ratchet, this is just distasteful. It's distasteful because we're black. Let that sink in for a bit. Something makes you uncomfortable when it's black. Because ain't nobody talking about any of the rich white men that are out here taking children and things of that nature, harming people, assaulting people. No, ain't nobody saying nothing. And they're in the office. Yet, we're coming at black people of that stature and making it a big issue. All valid, but you see where I'm getting at? The light shines a little more where it's dark at. So I would say growing up as a black man is probably the hardest thing, because no matter what I do, I'll never be accepted. And we've created a program to where black people don't even accept black people. We know each other so well, but we're so at the bottom of the barrel that we snake one of our own just to get at the top. Think about it. They put us in a crab in a barrel survival mode. But y'all wouldn't understand that. Another thing I understood growing up is that we are symbolized differently. See, the only time a black man is wanted is for certain reasons. Let's just say that. Don't think I can say too much on social before it gets, taken for certain. But they typically want a black man for certain reasons. Let's just say that. No one ever actually loves a black man for being a black man. They love what he can do. They love the aesthetic of a black man. They don't love a black man. This is a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, because that means you have to be open and honest about the fact that you actually might be less knowledgeable than you think you are. And shoot, I'm not even as knowledgeable in the matter itself. But I don't really have to be to know that I'm hated. That's the thing. I know that I'm hated for no reason at all. And I'll be quite honest with you. My hometown is part of the 13 colonies. Pretty much the origins of slavery, racism, and all that other good stuff. I moved, and I feel more racism here than I've ever felt where it originated. Make that make sense to me. Like, the segregation I've seen as of late is kind of crazy. I worked at a job where a lot of my counterparts were fired one by one. And the common denominator of all the people who were fired just so happened to be black. But anyway, I think it's just our work ethic, right? We weren't working hard enough. We weren't working fast enough. We weren't something. And you mean to tell me okay. Understandable. But you don't have to deal with that. I like to say this little saying that makes people upset because they don't want to believe it. Privilege is blind to those who have it. You don't understand how privileged you are because you've never been in a position where you didn't have that privilege. I've been in situations where all I was doing was picking up my brother from a said party, and I just so happened to be in the wrong part of town. And to have my car surrounded by white people with shotguns and pistols. Mind you, these weren't police officers. I wasn't breaking any laws. I wasn't vandalizing. I was merely picking up my brother. Just to have my whole car surrounded and have them check my ID. For what? Because it's not your house. It wasn't their house at all. They came out the woodworks. But guess what rung in my head that I was taught? Go home. So if I was seen as a sissy or a scaredy cat or a wimp because I, an unarmed man in a place that I have no idea where I'm at, surrendered just to make sure my younger brother and I made it home safe, that's what I was going to do. Say what you want, but I'm not about to fight 12 white men with guns so they can dismember my body. And then we're going to have a discussion about where's MontySpeaks? What part of me is in Alabama? Some of me is in the Mississippi River. Some of me is in a burning, boiling pot to eat. But that's not something you have to worry about. I've even had one most recently where I got pulled over. This one is valid. If you can tell a little bit by my windows, you probably can't. I have tinted windows. That can raise suspicions. But here's another thing my mom told me before I even got this car. Don't get tinted windows. It gives them a reason to pull you over. She wasn't lying. In the span of me getting this car, I've been pulled over at least 6 times for my tinted windows. Now, mind you, the window came like that. It's not a peel on, peel off. It's the window itself. So I could change it, but I don't have the money to do that. But every time they'll be like, oh, it's okay, just try and get it taken care of. Going about my day. Why? Because I surrender to make sure that they know that I'm not a threat. I just want them to know I'm not a threat. When they know that, I'm safe, they're safe. But this last incident, the last time I got pulled over for my tints, I was heading home from work. And I knew they were going to pull me over because I seen 4 police cars right on the side, and I knew they were just going to pull me over. Something just told me. I tried to find the brightest place I could, and by that point, it was too late. It was bright enough, maybe, but I was on the phone with my wife. I get pulled over. He says, Your windows. Yes, sir, I understand. It just came like that. I don't really know where I could go to get them taken, and I didn't really have the money at the moment. Where are you headed? I'm headed home. You live at such and such and such and such? Yes, sir. At the time, I lived an hour and maybe 45 minutes to an hour away from my destination. And he questioned me a little bit. Where did you say you work? Right up the street. Right up there. While I had the beanie that said the name of the company, necklace, name of the company, shirt, name of the company, to let you know I just got off work. And he proceeds to ask me this one question. I'm sorry, I'm skipping. He says, okay, I understand. I'm going to let you off with a warning. At this point, after you've already checked my license, you've already said that you're going to let me off with a warning, you hand me my license back, I go on my merry way. At least that's how it happened the 5 other times. But he comes up to me and he says, do you have any drugs or weapon in the car? At this point, I'm a little bit nervous because I've never gotten to this point before. No one had ever asked me if I had drugs or a weapon in my car, both of which I don't do or don't have. No, sir. Why do you look nervous? You look scared. Are you sure you don't have anything? No, sir. I'm just naturally anxious and timid. So, that's just my natural demeanor. Was I lying? Abso-fucking-lutely. That's not my natural demeanor. But I am nervous because at this point, I don't know what's going to happen next. I've never gotten this far in the story. At that point, that's where it gets a little sketchy. Because now it's, sir, I need you to step out of the car. Now, here's where how you were raised and your mentality is different. What you see on social media is the black man saying, I ain't do shit wrong. I ain't hopping out the car. I know my rights. I know my jurisdiction. I know my da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that may be true. Now, you got police officers banging on your window, trying to crack it out to pull you out the car after unlocking it. Oh, you could just sue for that. You could sue for that. Does it look like I want to risk my life to be put in the system first? It's the part they don't tell you. I put you in the system first. Then you go through that whole process. I don't want to be in the system. I don't even want to go down to the station. I don't want them to have the opportunity to say that I was even there. So what do? Yes, sir. I hop out of the car. But I put my phone in my pocket while I'm still on the phone with my wife. But I have my headphones in. He pats me down. What's this in your pocket, sir? It's my phone. Do you mind if I see? Yes, sir. Go ahead. Pulls out, sees that it's a phone. Are you sure there's no drugs or weapons in the car? No, sir. Okay. Come to my car real quick. You see how this is trickling down to no man's land? Yeah. It is. Just step to the passenger side. I felt a tad bit safer because he didn't have me in handcuffs. He didn't push me on the hood. He's on the driver's side. I'm on the passenger with his window down. Sir, why do you feel so nervous? What's going on? Are you sure you don't have anything? No, sir, I don't. I'm just a little bit nervous. I'm also kind of tired because I did just get off of work. By this moment, my headphones die. And my wife is playing music in the background. And my phone was on full blast. I'll give y'all 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds, just to guess what the cop did next. If you answered pulled a gun on me, you are correct. An unarmed man that you asked to get out of the car to meet you on the passenger side. But because I'm so get home taught, I didn't move. I didn't flinch. I did not move a muscle. So when he pulled the gun, aiming at me at the window, saying, "What's that? What's that sound?" And I said, "Sir, I don't know what sound you're talking about. What sound?" Until I realized that my headphones had died and I heard the sound that he heard. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, that's my phone." He then proceeds to put it away. I don't touch my phone, by the way. I don't move until he says it's safe to. See, a lot of y'all don't know the pain that a lot of people have to go through because we don't tell you. Because we're tired of repeating the same thing. You guys think it's a joke. You guys think it doesn't exist. You guys think it doesn't happen. You guys don't understand that shit for us ain't fair. Life isn't fair. Yeah, life isn't. But imagine life not being fair and then the world doubling down and making it more unfair. Challenge. Challenge. I challenge you all to go swimming. But I want you to do it with a weighted vest. Now, some of you that are athletes probably can do it. Some of you that aren't may not. But to the ones of you that are athletes or think, "Oh, that's easy. That's no problem at all." Think of that as being the 6'4", 240 guy, or the big muscle black man that you guys expect everybody to look like. There's different types of black. Not all black people are the same. You can't put us all in a box. I am a black man who loves classical music. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's something that can't be done. Most people expect rap, R&B. I don't even really like rap like that. This new age rap sucks. It's terrible. Favorite rapper is Nas. Not Lil Nas X. Nas. Or J. Cole. I think growing up a black man is something that's hard to explain. It's hard for people to fathom because it's not easy. Y'all think our swag is different. Y'all think nah, that's pain. A lot of the things we do is pain. We learned it through pain, sacrifice, surviving, and struggle. It's not that easy for us when everything is made for us to fail. So you want to know how to better assist your black man or black people in general? Stop insulting them. The same way you care for your culture, care for ours. Respect it. Respect what we do. Respect who we are. Because if you wouldn't want it done to yours, don't do it to ours. And I don't make this episode to ridicule people. I make this episode to inform people. Because my goal is to create a conversation. I want you to know me better, and I want to know you better. I want our cultures to converge. I want us all to learn about each other. Stop calling each other derogatory names. Stop treating each other like we're enemies. Stop judging people. Congratulations, you have more money than most people. But none of that means nothing when we die. None of it means nothing when you're gone. All that's going to be left is who you were as a person. I don't know about you, but I want to be remembered as somebody who gave his all to the people that he loved. And not only the people that he loved, but tried to care for others as well. Bring people together. Have joy in each other. See, I don't want to seclude anything. I don't want anything to be taken away from anybody. I want everybody to share equal experiences, relate to each other, laugh. But for some reason, we can't. For some reason, we can't. Because you will always look at a black man as lesser than you. Because that's what they taught you. It even happens in marriages. Did you guys even know that we jumped the broom? I don't even see that anymore in traditions. I realize we're gonna be the elders soon. And we've lost our tradition. We weren't even allowed to get married the way that you guys were. We had to signify our marriage through jumping a broom. Oh, and ladies, I ain't forget about y'all. When y'all put those little braids in your hair, thank my sisters for creating a railroad for us to be free to do so. It's not just a hairstyle. It's culture. It's not just something, ooh, I look cute. It is now because we won. And we didn't even win. We just got a step further. So when people talk about, how is braiding your hair cultural appropriation? Because you don't understand where it came from. You just think it's a style. You just think it's cute. What y'all think is cute is our survival. What we created from survival. And that's the funny part. We don't actually mind that y'all do the things that y'all do. But we mind when you disrespect us. We start speaking when you disrespect us. That's the issue. But I genuinely want to share with everybody. Me personally, I can't speak for all black people. Some people ain't gonna like you. Some people ain't gonna tolerate you and have as much patience as I will with learning my culture. Because I think the reason I am that way and wanting to converge like cultures together and things of that nature is because I went to a school that was so diverse that I had no choice but to learn other cultures. Shout out to my high school. You know, Cliff. We had international days where we learned about different cultures, what they stood for, their dance styles, the food they brought to the table. And it made me realize we're not as different as we keep trying to make each other to be. So why do we keep trying to pretend like we're better than each other? And little did y'all know, I dropped a hint on what episode 3 will be. And all I'll say is, be ready for that too. Because if this one made you feel any kind of way, episode 3, you're not gonna like. At all. Nope. But it's okay. Like I said, I'm open to all criticism. I'm open to all comments. I'm open to anything that you have to say about this topic, another topic, any topic of the service or of the choice. I don't mind. We're here to communicate. We're here to talk to each other. Tell me what you think. Do you even agree with anything that I said? Do you have a rebuttal for? Do you have any stats or factual things that you want to bring to the table? Because even though I say all of these things, I am open to learning. That's what I want to bring to you guys. The open opportunity to be able to learn something from somebody else, whether that be older or younger, Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Polynesian, because that is something that I'm learning more about. Doesn't matter. I'm open to all, because I just want to learn. And in me wanting to learn is allowing me to open my space and my mind to how other people think, so that I can see why you hate us so much. Stop saying that, we don't hate you. Yeah. But I want all of us to actually be one. Not one like that, but as a unit. So what are your thoughts? What are your concerns? How do you feel? And did you catch what episode 3 is going to be about? If you did, put it in the comments. I want to see your guesses. I want to see if you get it right. You know what I'm saying? $50 for the first person to get it right. Okay, I'm joking. I ain't got money like that. I can't just be giving y'all 50. But I do still want y'all to guess, though. So, I will end you guys off with this. Love is patient. Love is kind. I want to end you with those two, because those two, before you even get to the rest of that scripture, are very important for you to even be able to comprehend and have this conversation. You must be patient and kind. Really patient, though. Really patient. So, till next time, I love you guys. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate the comments, or appreciate the ideas, setting structure for how we're going to do this. And I hope to see you guys soon. Send me messages. Love to hear from y'all. Plus, y'all my family now, you know? MontySpeaks is not just for me. It's for all of you guys. So, I love you guys. And see you next episode.